And thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampoya. Glad you're with us. Let's start off with your forecast to get you ready for a chilly morning. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz. So are the temperatures really that cold, or am I just
no,
not
they're
able to handle
cold.
it?
I mean, we're talking 40s, right, along the coastal areas. Yesterday, the same time, we were in the 50s.
Okay.
So temperatures have dropped in comparison to 24 hours ago, and it is because of those clearer skies. So I mean it when I say layer up before you head out the door, especially and you get those kids ready for school. 6:01 is the time. I mean, the second storm system of 3 certainly came with a bang. I mean, San Diego International Airport got over an inch of rain. We got close to that in San Onofre, and we are not even done yet. We're talking about more rain on the way with our third and final system expected for tomorrow. As we take a live look outside, we're looking at nothing but clear skies. Sun will fully rise here in about 20 minutes or so. This is inland, and as we switch gears, this is what it looks like along the coast. So we're seeing mostly clear skies across the board, 49 degrees in downtown San Diego. And then here are the current temperatures where you live. Lots of 40s to go around along the coastline, and we're even seeing some 30s inland. 6:01 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening outside on your freeways. Look at that, dry. Loved those dry roads, 5 in both directions right at Oceanside. Looks like tomorrow morning, when it comes to that commute, it will likely dodge us in terms of the rain for the morning commute, but for the evening commute, likely a different story. This is a 78 in both directions right at Nordal. I'm not seeing any crashes nor delays on the CAD. Always happy to report that. 65-mile-per-hour speeds is what we're averaging coming in from the North County. And here's what it looks like coming out of the East County as you head westbound this morning. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. New this morning, after hours of public comments, Vista City Council voted to pass sanctuary city policies.
These policies were approved late into the night. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live in Vista to explain what this plan is here. Regina?
Hi, good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, I can tell you, just like you mentioned, this was an hours-long meeting, over 100 speakers at this public comment meeting before Vista City Council moved forward to pass sanctuary city policies. Now, both Mayor John Franklin and Councilman Jeff Fox, they were the two who voted against it. Franklin and Fox had originally voted no during the first reading that happened in September, but with a 3-2 vote, Vista will now be considered a sanctuary city. The move aims to prohibit federal law enforcement from conducting immigration enforcement in non-public city-owned or city-controlled property without a warrant. It also calls for the city to disseminate a Know Your Rights information and make a city-backed website with the same information, saying it prohibits federal law enforcement from conducting immigration enforcement in city-owned or city-controlled property. Reactions have been polarizing, though. Supporters of the item include representatives from the San Diego Organizing Project. They were at the meeting and rallied beforehand, some of them describing that these policies are to protect due process rights. Now, the mayor, on the other hand, he argued that the resolution would undermine collaboration between the city and the federal government.
The administration has made very clear that federal funding, and the city of Vista does receive more than $1 million.
And in the next half hour, you'll hear from some of the speakers who were in attendance during that city council meeting, a little bit about their opinions and why these sanctuary policies are important for them to pass. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you. This morning we are learning about an incident involving ICE agents near Chollas View. Homeland Security says agents were near the 47th Street trolley station as part of a criminal investigation before noon yesterday. The department says a group of people confronted agents and assaulted 2 of them. DHS tells us they called police to help with crowd control. They did not say if they took anyone into custody.
Parking pass fees for Balboa Park are moving forward this morning. We have some more details now of how, starting in January, San Diegans who do not want to pay a daily fee will be able to purchase a monthly, quarterly, or annual pass. The annual pass will run those who live within city limits $150, that's per year, but county residents, if you live outside of the city of San Diego, you'll have to pay twice that amount, $300. Some say this will lead to fewer people visiting San Diego's crown jewel.
Money from a person from La Mesa is just as valuable as from a person from Tierra Santa.
And that was Councilmember Raul Campillo you just heard from. This will take effect starting January 5th.
The San Diego County Board of Supervisors getting ready to meet later this morning.
The board said to discuss the regional housing crisis. CBS 8's Chris Grow live in studio to tell us what the plans might be. Chris.
Yeah, good morning. And look, kind of a wide range of things that they are taking a look at here, but specifically the focus is on the unincorporated areas, how they potentially develop that. They're taking a deep dive into housing production and availability, two things that, of course, are helping lead to this housing crisis. Now, the areas that they are looking at, Buena Creek, Valle de Oro, Lakeside, and Spring Valley. According to the county's development feasibility report, these communities were chosen for a variety of factors, including, quote, the number of vacant and redevelopable parcels, as well as other unique attributes. For instance, Buena Creek has a rail service, and Lakeside, quote, represents the county's commitment to prioritizing communities disproportionately impacted by environmental hazards and socioeconomic injustices, end quote. Now, the entire hearing will focus on policy proposals that could spur or make house building more efficient in these areas. Some of the topics expected to be discussed include inclusionary housing, or, for instance, more affordable housing, how far people will have to drive to go to work, and so forth, but also fast-tracking housing. How do we get around approval processes and so forth? This will all be discussed and debated with the idea that staff will then sharpen these ideas, expand them, and come back to the board in about a year or two with some of them. This comes at a time when the median home price is reported to be well over $900,000 by real estate companies like Zillow and Realtor.com. Hearing will be at 9 a.m. You can weigh in both in person and on the phone. Back to you guys.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for that update.
All right, get out there and enjoy this dry Wednesday because, round three, here it comes.
Yeah, round three. Yeah. But the good news is once this last round passes, we are looking at pretty dry conditions for most of next week. So, yeah, once it's in and out of here, it looks like we'll remain dry all the way through about Sunday, even into Monday. All right, here are the rain chances day by day. This is for downtown San Diego in particular. We look at the chance for rain, slim to none for today, but notice how it starts to rise tomorrow, and it stays risen all the way through about Friday into Saturday. As we take a look at current conditions, again, we'll take a deeper dive into the rain, how much we're expecting in a moment. I want to take a look at current conditions, though, because this is what it looks like outside. We have a mix of sun and clouds out there, and temperatures are very cool to start off the day. So if you step outside and you're wondering, oh, it feels a lot colder than yesterday, you're not wrong. In fact, our 24-hour comparison map will show that. 49 degrees right now in downtown San Diego. Winds light out of the northwest of about 3 miles per hour. However, we are going to have some powerful winds when we talk about this third and final system come Thursday and Friday. And again, later on in my full forecast, we'll actually give you kind of a play-by-play as to when we're expecting some of the strongest winds. Here's what I'm talking about. In comparison to this exact same time yesterday, temperatures a lot cooler, especially for those areas away from the coast. We're nearly 10 degrees colder for neighborhoods like Ramona, about 7 degrees cooler out in El Cajon, and about 6 degrees cooler out in Brownfield. We are waking up with scattered 40s across the board, even along the coastal areas, which typically see some of those more mild temperatures. High 40s from Oceanside all the way to Chula Vista. We're at 44 degrees in El Cajon. You move a little more north into Ramona, though, and you're talking about temperatures dropping near freezing. 32 degrees in Julian, and we're currently at 46 in Borrego Springs. Here's what I have for today's highs across our microclimates. We'll see the coast and inland valleys produce daytime highs in the mid to low 60s, low 50s in the mountain areas, and we'll be inching close to 70 degrees for Borrego Springs. Coming up in my full forecast, we will take a look at that third and final system of the work week, and we'll talk about when we're expecting some of the heaviest rain. That's all ahead. 6:09 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening outside on your Wednesday. This is the 5 in both directions right at Oceanside Boulevard. Dry conditions. I mentioned if you could pick days to work from home, maybe you choose Thursday and Friday. Those are looking like the wettest as we wrap up the second half of the week. This is a 78 right at Nordal as you make your way inbound from Escondido headed towards San Marcos. I'm going to zoom on into the North County where we're at full freeway speeds. No major issues nor delays coming in from Oceanside and Escondido. Out of La Mesa and the Santee area, we're also at full freeway speeds. And if you're headed northbound this morning, so far so good. A little bit of brake tapping as you make your way through the mile of cars area. But I mean, take a look at that stretch of green there. We're at average speeds anywhere between 65, 70 miles per hour. So anywhere between 12 to 26 to get you southbound and from Encinitas down to Escondido. From Escondido down to the 163 merge. And we're looking at 5 to 7 minute drives for all of those headed westbound this morning in from the East County. And last but not least, here's what it looks like coming in from Chula Vista. San Ysidro northbound to the 94, about 15 minutes. In from the 54 to the 8, about 10 minutes. And we're seeing a good amount of slowing full span of the Coronado Bridge, but not too bad. It'll take you about 7 minutes in from Barrio Logan towards the island. 6:11 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears, see what's happening with your border wait times. A little over an hour in from San Ysidro's port of entry and about an hour 20 in from Otay Mesa.